Hello, my beautiful friends and beautiful beings of light. Guilt. I wanted to do a short video on guilt. There is a lot to say about that, so I'm not going to give you a whole lecture. But guilt is something that you really, really need to release in your life. So in my coaching, there is a whole part of my coaching, of the healing process, that is all around guilt. And I have very specific tasks, specific techniques to help you with this. But we need to really deal with that. You know, at this moment in 2020 and what we are living through at the moment, it is so important that we get to that higher frequency of love, that higher frequency that is going to help not just ourselves, but the rest of the humanity, human race, to that higher level. It is now time to start living a new truth. I mean, the truth, because there is universal truth. And living love, the love that we are, is part of that. And it is so important that we do that. In order to elevate ourselves, to ascend to that higher frequency, there are many things that we need to do. Because we need to start letting go of that ego mind, right? To now start releasing some of that in order to allow us to ascend. Because it's like carrying something very heavy. We won't be able to bring that with us. And also because that energy, that vibration just does not belong in the higher frequency. So we need to start understanding what is going to stop us from getting to the higher frequency. And one thing that is stopping us is guilt. I explain about guilt and having a conscience is different. It's not the same. And I understand some people, they say, well, it's not bad to have some guilt, because if you have some guilt, it shows that you feel bad about something you've done. It's not the same. Having a conscience, becoming aware of this gap between love and what is not love, that is one thing. And I'm trying not to say right and wrong, what is right and what is wrong, because sometimes we believe that what we're doing is right when it might be wrong. Okay, so this is why I don't really like to say right and wrong as such, because I don't want to label something that somebody does and put even more guilt on there. Okay, so but what we need to understand is that there is a gap. There is that gap between what we feel is not aligned with love and what is aligned with love. When we realize, when we come into that awareness that maybe things that we've said, things that we've done, the way we've behaved, the way we have reacted sometimes to certain situations, to certain people, that is not aligned with love. So in that space there, when we start realizing that, it's not that we need to hang on to guilt, it's that more of a different place. And this is where I work with people to really come and put love into that, to heal that space. Because if we hang on to that, if we keep on and on and on, no matter how we feel that guilt, as when I say how, is maybe as a child, the child of our parents, maybe as a parent, I mean, as a mom, wow, I don't know if you relate to this, but I cannot tell you how many times I've been hanging on to guilt. I have looked back, I could have done that better. Oh my gosh, what if I did that wrong? Why did I do it that way? I mean, so much. And yes, it comes from wanting to give the best to my children, to love them even more than I did or I do. But guilt is not going to help us get to that higher frequency of love. It is not. And I'm doing this video because I want you to start understanding that there are certain areas that you really need to start going into that space, and call it healing if you want. What it is pouring that love, is taking it to a higher frequency. And as you take it to a higher frequency, we can call it healing, but I call it to take it to that higher frequency. That's how you start ascending and releasing the things that do not belong to the higher frequency. Guilt is one of them. And believe me, I have worked with so many people, whether they are parents or not, but guilt is something that comes up so much. It is incredible, and in so many different ways. In fact, what is actually incredible is that people don't even call it guilt. I have worked with so many people who, they have mentioned an issue, they have mentioned some conflict with somebody, or something that they don't feel at ease about, and I can assure you that part of that is going to be guilt. Part of that is guilt. And so I have in my program, Free to Be You program, a whole section where we address that. And in fact, I address that in different sections. I mean, it doesn't have to be just part of that. It's just that one area. The way I work is not, going from one area to another, because that's now how it works, right? Because eventually we can find guilt start coming up when we're looking at a different issue, so many different ways. But I need you to understand that when you are looking at getting yourself to the higher frequency, there are certain things that you need to start releasing, and you need to understand that it's not of the loving frequency, because in that loving frequency there is no judgment, and guilt comes from judging yourself. Guilt comes, and sometimes it's not that we are judging ourselves, it's just that we're listening, we're taking on somebody else's judgment, and it's like transforms, from there, and it the way it's received here, there is that transformation. Now it's guilt. That's how we receive it, and it's very powerful. It's very powerful because it's very heavy on the lower frequency, very heavy. And it means that it's going to keep you there for a long, long time. And it's going to come back different times. Somebody else is going to say something, and it's going to take you back to the past. And that guilt is going to make you feel so many uncomfortable. It's not even uncomfortable. It's actually, it can be very dark, a very dark energy. So we need to start healing that. We need to start releasing that. So I hope that this is helping you becoming aware of certain things that you now need to let go in order to get to the higher frequency. We all need to get to the higher frequency. We really do. At the moment, the way we are coming out of all that happened this year, of everything, is by getting into the frequency of love. This, what we are living now, is a spiritual battle. It is a spiritual battle. It is letting go. of all that evil consciousness that has been manipulating us for so long. I mean, hundreds of thousands of years. That evil consciousness that has been manipulating us, has been telling us of our guilt, of how bad we are, of, even about something I was reading, I was listening to about the environment, accusing the population of that. But when we look into it, who is putting products out there that is contaminating the environment? We are using them, but who is manufacturing them? And there are so many more areas. I don't even want to get into all this right now, but enough is enough. Putting guilt on other people when the evil consciousness is doing everything possible to make sure that they keep us in that lower frequency. And we've got to take our power back. We really have to stand up and take that power back. But I tell you, the power that we have is the power on the love frequency, is the power of love. That is what is going to dissolve evil consciousness, because evil consciousness cannot follow us on that higher frequency. But to get there, you really need to reconnect with that love within. And that's what I'm here to help you. Self-love, the love within, it's actually aligning with the universe, divine love. That's what it is. So if you want to know more, please leave comments, get in touch with me, come and join me in my mastermind club. Work with me on a one-to-one basis. Get through the program Free to Be You. But it is essential that we all get to that higher frequency. We are here as brothers and sisters together, united in that love. And we need to uplift each other so that we get that human race to that higher frequency. And we can only do that through love. This is this year where we start taking that power back from evil consciousness. And guilt is one of those elements that we need to start releasing, dissolving. So I'm here to help you. You are not alone. You really are not. There are so many of us. Come and join the community and come and take that power back, that power of love that you are. You are the essence of love in this physical body, and you are not limited by this. Oh my gosh, so not. You really are not. So come and take that powerful standpoint back for yourself and for others around you. So that's it for today, and I hope that I'm going to hear from you. Share your experiences, ask me questions, but wherever you are, I am sending you lots and lots of love.